Oh, hello.
Hi.
How's everyone doing?
You?
How are you?
I'm fine.
Oh my
How are
God,
you?
I am wonderful.
I'm so glad. Listen.
Okay, listen.
Listen.
The bitches aren't ready. They are not ready.
Thank you all for tuning in tonight. We are your hosts for the evenings. My name is Starkeisha.
And I am Gagatha Christie.
We are your hosts this evening for the BGKH Show with Dominion and Epic.
Yeah.
So we just decided to step in for a minute.
Yes.
Because we were lounging and we were called by our baristas because they just wanted to take the evening off, and we are here.
Yes, we may become the permanent co-hosts.
It's possible, it just depends.
The BGKH Show with Gagatha and Starkeisha.
It depends.
That has a ring to it.
It does.
It does have a ring to it.
It really does.
It really does.
I'm very, very comfortable in front of this camera.
Me too. The camera just loves us.
It does. Listen,
and your hair is fabulous.
Let me get this bang up on my eye. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. There we go. Okay. And there it is.
Yes.
Listen, we come from a family of very famous people.
Yes, we do.
And, our siblings, they have their own fame. I think that Epic his whole TikTok persona is just, it's not even. I'm sorry, not the TikToks. What is it? It's the Instagram.
The Instawebs.
It's the Instawebs. Yes, his Instaweb persona. Because I think he's famous on the Instawebs because I think he's in a DILF group or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like I saw him on Twitter.
Was it Twitter? Was it Twitters?
The Twitters.
What is it? It's the Twitter birds.
The Twitters.
The Twitter birds. Okay. So and listen, and so we are, and listen. I already know your brother Dominion is. Listen, I get it. I get it. He's world famous. What? This is what it is. So I get it.
Yes. Are you loving my hair?
Listen,
I just went to listen.
This
is
the
most. Listen.
This laid down.
My hair is laid like. Yes.
Listen, okay. I'm here for it. It's growing. It's growing a lot.
It has
grown a lot.
I love this ombre.
Listen.
Ombre.
Right. You got to get into it again. It's what?
It's ombre.
That's what it is.
There
that's
you go.
To get into. So, and listen, as usual, Starkeisha comes with the bang.
Yes.
So, this is what we doing. It's
okay, Michelle Obama, I see you.
I'm just saying, listen.
I see you.
Me and Shelly go way back.
Okay.
You
still getting that purple pantsuit.
Listen. I had to get it taken in just a few spots, but I had to take it out in a few spots too. So.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I'm just saying.
Taking in all the right places and taking out in all the right places. Okay.
Too. So
all right.
It's cool.
Exactly.
So we are stepping in tonight.
Yes.
And, this is episode 131.
131. Can you believe these bitches been doing it for 131
Listen,
episodes?
They some old bitches. And I know Epic is getting ready to turn 50. So, listen, he
doesn't look a day over 49 and a half.
Listen, 49 and a motherfucking 1/4, actually. That's what we're talking about.
That's true.
And
whereas, my brother Dominion, good genes run in our family.
And that's what Black don't crack.
Black don't crack.
That's just what it is.
You know, I've seen a few blacks that have melted.
Well, you know,
I'm not
going to mention any names.
I'm not going to call no names.
I'm not going to call no names.
God bless it. God bless it. I mean, you know, she was 99 years old and her skin did not have a line or a crease in it, but just picture a puddle of wax just slowly solidifying. Maybe that's what she looked like. I'm not going to call no names, but God bless her.
We're not talking about no celebrities or no. We're not going to talk about we just
no, we're not going to call no names, because that's not what we do. That's not what we're classy.
All right. I mean,
we're classy.
I mean, I wasn't going to say.
We're classy.
Okay. All right. There we go. Let me just keep that out of the way. Okay. So. But so anyway, how was your week? Let's start this off. You know, how was your week? What did you get into this? What's going on with you this week?
Sorry, you know, I gotta get it behind my ear. There we go. There we go. So my week was it was a weeky week. You know,
weeky week?
Yeah, you know. I also have a slave.
Oh, okay.
You know,
tell us all about it.
Dominion has Azamek. My slave's name is Gazamek.
Gotcha.
Gazamek.
Gotcha.
So it was Gazamek and my 5th anniversary.
Oh my goodness.
Bitch, you know that's the longest relationship
what?
I've ever been
Agatha
in.
Christie is in a 5-year relationship.
In a 5-year relationship with a man. No
with
less.
a man. Come through.
With
Listen,
a man.
congratulations. Congratulations.
I feel like
congratulations,
that lady in Color Purple is like she up and married a man.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So initially, and I told him this, so it's not a surprise that when he was like, well, we're gonna do all of this. He was like, so sir, I'm gonna pick you up for ma'am. You know, we use ma'am and sir
interchangeably. I mean, that's your this is your, you know,
right. You know, we're all very grown. We're all adults here,
right?
So he was like, okay, well, we're gonna pick you up. We're gonna go to this place. We're gonna go to that place, and then we're gonna take it to the hotel, and then we're gonna do dinner, and then we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that, and blah blah blah, and then so on and so forth. And I was like, I thought we were just gonna do that.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot. That
but
sounds
it was like a whole weekend.
Evening.
Yeah, so it was like a whole. It was lovely. You know, we had an absolutely lovely time.
Okay.
Of course, now there's something on my glasses.
That's all right. That's all right.
Spot on my glasses.
That's all right. That's all right.
Hold on.
We ain't got nothing but time. We just sitting here. That's all.
Yes.
We like listen.
There we go.
Our lives of lounging on the beach, and I mean, this is what we do. This is what we do.
Yeah. So we did that. We finally made it to comfort zone, which I hadn't been since the new owners took over.
Did you see our friend? Did you see our friend Michelle?
Yeah, she was there. And
she
gave me a book for my birthday.
Good.
So.
Shout out to Michelle. I don't know if she's watching.
There was just a cute little book there that had it was about Greek mythology. You know, I get into Greek mythology. Okay. And I was like, oh, I've been looking for that because it's like a big, huge, oversized coffee table book. And I was like, where did you get it from? She was like, here. And I was like, no, you cannot give me this book because this is. I mean, it ain't a $500 book, but it's still. It ain't no Jackie Collins paperback.
Yes, Jackie Collins.
It's not a Danielle Steele, with Lucky Santangelo.
What was that book by Jackie Collins I love? It was called The Stud.
Yeah,
and it was another one called
The Bitch.
The Bitch, and it was like not Star.
They made The Bitch into a movie starring Joan Collins.
Come on,
before Dynasty, yes.
Okay, all right.
So anyway, we did that, and then we drove back we were staying at a hotel in Rest. It was a cute little, it was a Hyatt place, so it's nothing super fancy, but that was cool. And then we went to dinner at this winery, because Gazamek is an alcoholic. So
I mean,
she drinks a lot.
I feel a little seen, but I mean, I'm just gonna, keep it.
Right, but he'd be drinking like fancy bottle. He'd be like, "Can I have a bottle of the Chateau blah blah blah, and blah blah blah?" And I'd be like,
"Wait,
could I have the red, please?"
Wait, is this a screw top or is this a? I mean, because
I'm in this fancy.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm in the screw top, so I don't really. I try to keep it in the $7.99 and below range.
No, this is the kind of place where, you know, they let you, you know, sniff the cork and shit. Like
no, I need Taylor's Port.
And he belongs to a wine club.
No, I need place. Listen, I need that gallon of Taylor's Port that is so cheap that for like 2 gallons it costs you like $8.
Yes,
like that's what I need.
No, this was slightly up market from that.
Okay, all right,
just slightly though.
Fancy. Okay.
So we ate there and we had dinner and we got back to the hotel and, you know, we had, you know, adult fun times as adult fun times are want to be, and we went to bed. And about 3 o'clock in the morning, where's your bag? Where's your bag? Can you grab the bag? You know, I had my yeah. So at about 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, the fire alarm went off in the hotel. So, you know, I grabbed my, you know, getting out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, ready to deal with a fire wig. And, you know, so, because at first, when the alarm went off, you know, I was startled, you know, from a dead sleep.
Right.
You know, and so we just lay there. It was like, okay, maybe it was
like it's gonna come on.
Because they had already, because there was a fireplace in the room, right? A gas fireplace, but it didn't work. None of them worked because he said they were working on them. And then, so my immediate thought was like, girl, it's a gas fire. So, Lord Jesus mercy, they're about to have a fire.
Because you got up because you wanted to get a Pepsi because you was thirsty.
Exactly. So we didn't say anything, but then I heard like blah, 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 people running in the hallway. So I was like, let me put on my, you know, get out of bed, go hang out in the lobby wig, you know. So I went.
You did fresh to death.
It was freshly done. So we went outside and we stood around, and there wasn't a whole lot of information. But first, one fire truck showed up, then two more, then like 2 more. So there were like 8 fire trucks and 3 ambulances that showed up. And everybody in the hotel is like, girl, what the fuck is going on here?
That's a lot.
And so eventually, well, clearly the building wasn't burning down because we had been in for like 30 minutes and nothing was happening. And we started to actually see fire personnel come back out of the hotel.
Okay.
And nobody was like rushing into the hotel.
So maybe it was something in the room or something.
So yes.
Okay.
So we're hanging out or whatever. And then so Gazimek's car, because you know he's got the handicap tags. So, you know, we parked right in front of the spot. And
fancy.
You know, right. So we sat in the car with the heat, listening to a DMX tribute on XM. So we did that for like an hour, and then they finally let us back in the rooms. So we didn't know what was going on. So when we were checking out on that Sunday, the manager was like, take whatever you want, you know, because it's one of those places where they got the little store right there.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And stuff. And so by this time I had taken off my, you know, anger, and that's also my angry confrontation wig.
Okay, well,
so I had taken off my angry confrontation wig.
Okay, all right, because you were trying to figure out, you wanted to get it all together, like
right.
Okay.
So I had on my brunch wig.
Got you.
So, you know, I had on my brunch wig
because there's the
brunch wig is the same color except it's blue ombre instead of.
I mean, but you got to be different. I mean, I'm just saying,
you had your options.
You had your 3 o'clock in the morning get out of bed wig.
Exactly.
You had your angry wig. You had your brunch wig. Right. I mean, so I get it. I got you. Right. I got you. Listen, I have several styles. Listen, this is what we got going on. And
then you know, I gotta have my travel wig.
I mean,
you know, you just gotta be ready.
It just makes sense. It just makes sense.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
So then the manager, as I'm standing there in my brunch wig, you know, because the brunch wig is hungry just like I am.
Listen.
And she said, yeah, someone was frying fish in their room. And I'm like,
wait a minute, this is a hotel?
So, but it's a Hyatt place. So it's one of those places that got a kitchen, like a real kitchen with a stove and a microwave.
Let me look for a clue, because I don't. Bitch, you say what?
Bitch. I said, these hoes.
I got to look for a clue, because Bitch, what? What happened?
One more time.
I can.
Bitch.
Looking for a clue. I just cannot. I cannot.
So, you know, because I, you know, my bangs are my, you know, is my shield. But I you know, I couldn't hear him through the bang. So when he said frying fish, I was like, what?
Like, who and why are you frying fish at 3 o'clock in the morning
in a hotel room?
And bitch, you didn't call nobody.
And so,
I mean, don't call me for frying fish.
Don't call me
pork chop
at all.
Let me know.
But the thing is,
I'm just saying.
So it's one of those places. So it does have like a legitimate kitchen in there. But I'm like, whenever I stay in one of those hotels, I never use. I probably stayed in a hotel with a little kitchenette like that hundreds of times, but I have never used more than the microwave and the refrigerator.
Who has time
I'm not actually cooking food.
I'm trying to go enjoy myself, not like.
And who goes and you be like, okay, well, let's go to the Piggly Wiggly and go get some oil to fry the fish and some. They went and got the Tony Chachere fish fry. And
which is actually pretty damn good
on some chicken, that Tony Chachere fish fry.
But bitch, wait a minute, that green Creole seasoning, I tried it on an orange. Bitch, put it on an orange. I'm telling you.
Wait a minute. What?
Bitch.
What?
Bitch.
I can't. What?
Put it on an orange.
What?
Listen.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to check that out. But yeah, so I was just like, I was like, ooh, child, the ghetto. And all of the hotel rooms had white refrigerators. So, it was just like, ooh, girl.
They still make those?
Ooh, girl, let's go get you a home.
They still make white refrigerators? Or did they get it from the recycle place?
Listen, this was just a little weekend in town getaway because we had just spent thousands of dollars on our fabulous. We also went to Cancun.
So you all had the next.
I don't know if you notice it, but me and Dominion are actually twins. So both of our birthdays are March 26th.
Bitch, I have known you for how many years? 142 years, bitch. I didn't know that was your twin brother.
What?
Bitch, I didn't know it.
I mean, we don't really talk about it. We don't really talk about it.
I didn't know it.
We just do our best to try to, we try our best to live separate lives.
I didn't. But you know what? I appreciate you sharing that secret with me because I just want you all to know.
And then so we went to brunch at Founding Farmers in Reston.
I like the Founding Farmers. I liked them. You didn't like it?
I actually had to put on my disappointed wig.
I actually
I love Founding Farmers.
Yes.
But this is Founding Farmers in not Lily, but white suburban Reston area.
So there was no seasoning.
No, it was a ton of seasoning.
Really?
So first of all, we went because it was a buffet because it's been COVID. So I needed to exercise my brunch muscles. So
it's all about fitness. It just
exactly. I'm lifting plates and champagne glasses and exactly. And so we go, and so they tell us it's gonna be like an hour and a half, but we're in Reston. So it's a ton of choices, but I don't want to go to Denny's or something. I love Denny's.
Listen,
but
a Denny's gets you all the way together.
I wanted brunch. So it's like, okay, fine. 15 minutes later, they sat us. So that's fine. Of course, we sat outside and, the sun, Gazamek got the seat in the shade. And I was like, all right, because you planned this spectacular weekend, I'm just going to leave it alone. Because normally I would have pulled master privilege and be like, I think I'm going to sit in the shade. And so I had to sit there as the sun beat down on the entirety of my body. And how the sun be out and you just be waiting for that cloud to come past you, like,
because it's like, need a break.
And so I waited
hot on the wig, honey. Listen,
I know, baby.
If it ain't human hair, bitch, that's gonna fry on your head a little bit, bitch. That ain't gonna work. I don't know about that.
So the buffet is, I thought, because it's Founding Farmers, it's like, okay, this is going to be fabulous. So they have all of these flimsy ass plexiglass partitions, and so you go. They give you, the waiter gives you a plate. The waiter was this cute black guy named Gregory.
Hi, Cute-ish. Gregory.
Yeah, he was. I feel like he might watch the show. Could be. It's possible.
Oh my God, it's Mikey D. Hey,
Chris Tucker is watching the show.
Come on, Chris.
But anyway, so the waiter gives you the plate and you take the plate, and so there's these plexiglass partitions that are clearly made by them in house. They did not order these from.
Was it plexiglass or was it plastic? And it was just
it was the thinnest plexiglass. It was the world's thinnest plexiglass, and so and then there's like it was like cheap ass bank partitions. So there's a hole at the bottom, and you slide your plate underneath.
Wait, did it have a hole that was like rigid, like cut?
No,
like okay,
it was there, but
okay.
They did not spend high quality
like Jethro and then just cut it out with a steak knife.
So they had 4 or 5 different. This was starting one side, the salad. So they had 4 or 5 different salads, and I was like, and they didn't all have signs, and so I was like, well, what's this? This one salad was clearly the Greek salad.
Okay.
But I didn't know what the difference between all these other fucking salads was. So it was like 3 or 4 salads and shit. And she was like, I don't really know. And I was just like, well, bitch, just give me a little bit of each one because it don't really matter because it's just all salad. Because there wasn't no shrimp in it or nothing.
No scrimps?
No scrimps.
Bitch, we can't go. We're not going to. We can't stay at the bar.
So then they got the
There's no scrimps.
they had chicken tortilla soup and chili, which is okay, that's fine. Then they had fried chicken, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, green beans, and some fish,
greens, tomatoes,
ham. And they did have all of that.
Okay.
It's and so it's like, all right, so I got a piece of chicken, and that was like a breast meat because I only eat white meat. I don't do dark meat.
Listen, I don't do. I'm no shade to those people that do. I like white meat. I like a wing and a breast. I don't like dark meat, although dark meat is good to cook with in something because it's very flavorful.
I was gonna say moo goo gai pan, but when I make my chicken with red wine, what is it called?
You're talking about chicken marsala?
No,
chicken with red wine. Chicken with red wine right now. I can't think of what you're talking about.
It's the French one. It's, you pour like a whole bottle of, you glug a whole bottle of wine in it.
I know what you're talking about. It turns it into a dark sauce.
Oh, fuck. Right. And I make it all the time.
We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it.
So I make that with chicken with dark meat because that's good. But I only eat pieces of chicken that are white meat. And so then this lady in front of me was like, you're not gonna use
us out with the name of this, please, and chicken with the red wine, because I'm gonna have a brain fart. Go
ahead.
Right.
She's like, you're not gonna use a separate set of tongs.
I see Lonzy out there with
Coco Vine.
Thank you,
Spence.
Thank you,
fancy bitch.
Thank you,
the fancy bitch. Of course, a fancy bitch will know because we are fellow fancy bitches.
Right, Coco Vine. Coco Vine. Oh, that's right. Lonzy never got his Coco Vine from Zeus. Oh, are you in here, Zeus? Did you know he owes you some Coco Vine?
Yes.
But anyway, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I'm showing. Oh.
That's not. Listen, Gazamek is sharing it with the world, but that's all right.
Yes, and so the woman in front of me was like, "So you're not going to use separate tongs?" And I hadn't really noticed, but the tongs with the fish was also the tongs that he was using to grab the green beans. Now I'm not allergic to fish, but this woman in front of me was, and so what he had picked up he had just finished picking up some fish for the person in front of her, then took the tongs that were sitting in the fish and then grabbed some green beans for this lady in front of me. And that's when she said something. So then he was like, so he went in the back and got some more tongs. And so if you're really going to do that, they should have thrown out that whole pan of green beans.
They really should have.
But he just then put another tong in the fish. And I was like, And then of course I looked around because I was like, well, if they're doing that with the fish, and I don't like fish, but I'm not allergic to fish. Now, I am allergic to shrimp. Right. So I was like, well, bitch, is there any shrimp around here? Because if they're doing that with this, then, because if I put on the shrimp, if they give me the shrimp, I'm going to have to put on my anaphylactic shock wig. And the anaphylactic shock wig.
They don't want
the anaphylactic shock wig is cute.
They don't want it.
The anaphylactic shock wig is
the
cute.
anaphylactic shock wig comes with a lawsuit that is sizable.
Baby.
And they don't want
they don't want
that smoke. They don't want that smoke. They don't want it.
They don't want it. And so then we're following it around to the next side. Then they got grits, and they didn't have, contrary to what they advertised, they did not have an egg station. They had 2 different kinds of scrambled eggs. One just had cheese and pepper in it. Big ass whole chunks of pepper. Okay. I like a large grind on my pepper. But this was barely cracked. It was like little ball bearings of pepper. So the other one beside it had spinach and a bunch of shit in it.
Okay.
So I got the plain eggs. And then I was like, y'all ain't got no bacon? They did not have any bacon. Now they had big chunks of pork belly.
I'm trying to absorb it.
Mm-hmm.
Who has a salad bar with no bacon?
Bitch.
I just can't.
Bitch.
I just can't. I'm looking for a clue. I just can't.
Listen. So I put my hair behind my ear. That's my I don't understand face. So it was like, you don't have any bacon, but they had pork belly, which is right. But here's the thing that I don't like about pork belly. Bacon, the fat in bacon is fine when you cut it, but I don't want a big ass piece of pork belly because there's the meat and then there's a big ass hunk of fat. And so what they did was take the pork belly and cut it into like cubes. Which is fine because the meat was at the bottom, but then there was like a whole piece of fat on it. So I just had to cut all that shit off. And then they had some meatloaf cubes that they cut up and the ice cream bar. So I get my little plate and I go back and everything except for the salad was so fucking salty. So salty. Like you literally couldn't taste anything. The chili just tasted like salt. The fried chicken, first of all, they gave me a thigh when I specifically asked for a breast. And it was salty as fuck. And they fried it so hard. So hard. The green beans were fine. The grits, so they used the stone ground grits. So it wasn't like, the stone ground grits are fine. But with stone ground grits, you have to cook them longer because otherwise it's like eating
pebbles. Yeah.
It's like eating pebbles with gruel.
Not even fruity pebbles, just pebbles.
Right. So savory fruity pebbles. And so
what's this place again? So I don't make sure I don't go here.
It's the Founding Farmers in Reston.
Okay, I just want to make sure all right. Okay.
And so the pork belly, baby, when I tell you they must have smoked this shit for 3,900 days. It was so fucking smoky. So fucking smoky.
Was it smoky or was it a fire?
Was it a fire? That's what they were doing in that hotel room was smoking the pork belly for the next day at Founding Farmers. So, and then what they had done is taken the meatloaf. So they cut a thick slab of meatloaf and then cut that into cubes. And then they must have deep fried it or something because it was crunchy on the outside, but chewy on the inside, but it was salty as fuck. Everything was so salty till like I ate almost nothing on my plate. Then they bring you a little charcuterie board, but it's a dessert charcuterie board. So
sounds cute. It sounds cute.
It sounds cute.
Yeah.
It had a little piece of cheesecake, a little piece of peanut butter pie. So cheesecake and peanut butter pie, and a molasses cookie, a snickerdoodle cookie. 3 donut holes and some other bullshit. All nasty.
That charcuterie
nasty.
That charcuterie
so
nasty.
the donut holes were fried so hard. And they had 3 different flavors. There was one that was supposed to be like just regular glaze, one that was supposed to be chocolate, one that was supposed to be strawberry. They all just tasted like sugar. And, there was no discernible difference between any of them, even the chocolate. The only thing that was halfway decent was the cookie. But by that time, I was over it. And so the one thing that is I like a little salty is the Bloody Mary. But everything else was so fucking salty till I didn't even drink the fucking Bloody Mary because everything else was so salty. Now, they did make a pretty decent mimosa, but that was because Gazamek likes, he loves to drink his sugar as opposed to eat it. So he asked him to make his mimosa with orange juice and pineapple juice.
Okay.
So that was tasty.
Okay.
But it was not worth the money that we paid for, and we will not be going back to that one ever. So of course, normally how when you get directions to a place, Google is like, so what do you think of so and so? Normally I don't respond.
But you responded.
I responded to this one. And then they messaged me back to my Google review and was like, what can I do to make it right? I was like, nothing really, because here's the thing.
You can't at this point.
Here's the thing. The food was terrible. It wasn't like the food was good and this was just like a bad time added at once. This food is terrible. So why would I want to come back for terrible food again? Because what was terrible about it wasn't that it took a long time or whatever. It was just the quality of the food was disgusting. Yeah. And I'm not going all the way back out to Reston for terrible food. So I was over it. So that was my week. And I had, but overall the weekend was lovely.
Well, good.
Bitch, my blood pressure did go up. I drank like 12 glasses of water that day, to try to keep the shit down.
Salt.
It was very salty. And here's the thing. These white people at the table around us was like, excuse me, can I get some salt? I was like, oh, girl, this food, like literally, you could not taste. I like salt. Salt is supposed to like enhance the flavor of something. You still, if you don't know what chicken tastes like, that's because you put too much fucking salt in it.
Oh my God.
Like I could eat chicken without salt. I mean, I don't, but I'm saying chicken has a flavor, beef has a flavor, all things have a flavor, and salt and pepper and other things add to it. If you add too much of anything, even a herb or wine or whatever, then that's all it tastes like. Right. And this food all just tasted like salt.
That's not good.
Yeah, so
that's awful. And listen, at this point, physically, as far as being healthy individuals or being healthier individuals, that's too much salt. And as you're getting older, it's just no, that's just too much salt. So that's a no. That sounds like it's a no.
It's a no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm sorry. But otherwise, you still had a good weekend though.
I do. I never did get a chance to thank you for the gift certificate to Del Frisco's. So, we do need to go and take advantage of that sometime.
Listen. Much like, because again, this was my secret as well. So Epic and I are not siblings from the same mama and the same daddy. We have a different father. A different father.
The same mother.
We have the same mother. We have different father.
Okay.
We have different father.
Okay.
Different father. So,
got it.
But that was my secret.
But your mother genes is very strong.
Listen, Murray Alice is bringing it all the way together, honey. She's bringing it all the way together. So
Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Listen, Papa wasn't no damn Rolling Stone. He was a crazy ass crooked rock. That's what he was.
Got it.
I mean, it is what it is. So we just gonna leave it alone. And he was like I said, a little cuckoo. But yes, so I will take advantage of that with you. And I actually have. So he has plans for his 50th as well, which involves some stuff, but he's going through the motions of making 27 cent stretch over 3 weeks.
Listen, take your time. I feel like we've got a long time.
Oh yeah, I'm not, and here's where I am, and I know this is where he is as well. Listen, we ain't going nowhere. This ain't about nobody else but him and what he wants to bring for his 50th, and I'll be there to show up and I'll support him, and it is what it is. So I mean, it's what it is. But
Shabam.
He's gonna have fun, and that's what it is.
Hallelujah.
So, but for me, the week was good because again, juggling this 27 cent, I was able to secure some reservations for him for Busch Gardens. So
when?
For that weekend, which I need to share with you as well.
Okay.
So you had to go ahead and stretch your 27 cent out, use all your points and everything. So I didn't use every single point I had.
And when is this Busch Gardens thing?
This will be the weekend before. But I'll give you some more information about it.
The weekend before what?
The weekend before his 50th.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, but other than that, the weekend was good. And we made some arrangements. I had some snafus, making arrangements for a plane ticket later on, which we figured out, and PayPal. Listen, you try not to be that girl, and then everything just goes awry, and then you just become that girl because you get mixed up in nonsense. And God bless all the federal credit unions, because I get it. They want to protect their customers. They want to protect their clients. I absolutely get it. But baby, when you lock shit down, you lock shit down. Right. And it annoyed the fuck out of me in trying to make plans because then all of a sudden you feel like that, like that stunt queen that's trying to do something that didn't That's not what you were doing. So you got to wait till this person calls and that person calls. You got to call this person. You got to talk to this and you got to move shit around. And I was like, okay, listen, I've had enough of this juggling shit. I did enough of this juggling in my 20s, but we secured all that. We got all that together. That's all fine. Mm-hmm. Work has been good. It's been an easy peasy thing, but I absolutely listen. I'm not trying to offend all my brethren and sistren that have PhDs.
Look, however,
let me tell you something about your PhD. Mm-hmm. It means absolutely nothing to me. Mm-hmm. When it comes to this job and this daytime pay, it has nothing to do with
PhD often stands for pulling holes down.
Listen, they was trying to pull me all the way down, but it means nothing to me because here's the thing. Mm-hmm. If you can't read an agenda that is made up of the date by team and subject of where you're supposed to be within a virtual platform, don't talk to me about no PhD. That means nothing to me.
Because motherfuckers love to be like, my name is Robin David Jones.
And you know, my response was, what's your team number, baby?
Right.
Okay. Did you look at the agenda? Mm-hmm. The agenda's in the general session. You don't know where the general session is? Oh, because you're not logged in because your email didn't work because I sent you an email saying it didn't work that you never responded to.
Why don't you go ahead and clock out, baby?
Exactly. Me, baby. That's exactly. Listen.
Clock out for me, baby.
We got into the session. He logged in. Mm-hmm. He said, hey, I can't get in.
To which you were like, oh, no.
You know why you can't get in? Because I told you in that email that you're not going to get in because I took you out. And you're going to have to use the other email.
Oh. Reading is fundamental.
At that point, he then said, I didn't get the email. There is no email that's telling you that you've been logged out. I'm telling you that you've been logged out. You need to go in and use the other email and come on in. This is the beginning of a 9-month relationship that I need him.
Like, this is the beginning.
I need him to get on top of right away so that I don't have any problems going on. Other than that, the week was good. I also had an instructor to give me the rah-rahs. Now, an instructor, because of how long you've been there and what your tenure is, there's different pay rates. Mm-hmm. This is one of my good girlfriends. Like I sincerely clicked with her, and when I found out she went
to anyway.
Well, yeah, like I still do, like just as in funny and all that stuff. And when I found out she actually went to my alma mater, she just graduated a couple years before. She found out knowing she knew some of the same people. I was like, oh, this is my girl. I'm like, all right, she's in Baltimore. I was like, this is my girl. Like, I'm good. I try to look out for her. I call. She's one of the first people I call if I need something. Apparently, a contract was sent to her and the date was incorrect, which is fine. It's a minor fix. We just change the date and keep it moving. You were still going to get paid for the same days, and that's fine. Well, instead of calling me or my colleague, she called our boss and felt like, well, this date was added on my contract, and when I called, I was told I didn't have to work. So what I feel is necessary is that you all need to pay me for this day because I had blocked my schedule off. Honey, not only did you not call me, you called my boss.
And now you want me to take care of this for you.
And now you want to get paid. So here's the worker. Mm-hmm. My boss said, well, listen, I can't give you a full day. I'm gonna give you half a day. Half a day was not even the cost that would cover a hotel room because that's her rate. Let me just be clear. I have been fighting or talking about advocating for getting her a higher rate because she does such a wonderful job. Mm-hmm. You do know what just happened, right?
All of that went to toilet. Push that to the side. That is no longer a priority.
So she's not on my list anymore. I love her.
I mean, I am very that person that will go over your head, but only after I have gone to you and have a trail to prove that you didn't respond or your response was sub-adequate and we weren't able to work it out.
And my thing with her is we are very much at a point where it's like, just call me and say, hey, blah, 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 blah. In fact, because Redacted University doesn't offer cell phones for everyone at place, only the manager. I gave her my number because it's easier for me to get in touch with her, and we're cool. Like, I'm okay with that. She could have texted me. She could have called me. She did none of that. So I was like, girl, you could have like literally got on the phone and called me and been like, hey, what's up? I mean, like, this is wrong. I'd have been like, oh, great, no problem. I always try to look out for her. I try to look out for her with prep fees. I always try to look out for her because I actually like her. Mm-hmm. That's gone. All that's gone. Oh, well. And you know, went over my head. So I was like, oh, that's gone.
Right.
But other than that,
and what did your boss say to you?
My boss, like I said, my boss was like, well, we can give her half a day. And I was like, well, no, can we give her a whole day? Because it's easier if we keep her and we pay her this whole day. But I didn't even bring up the conversation of having increasing her rate. Like, but my colleague and I didn't even bring that up. We're not going to bring that up. In fact, I think it's the last time I think I want to use her, honestly speaking. But we'll see. But based on need, we'll see about that. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to cut my nose off to spite my face if I need it.
Right.
But
hell hath no fury like a Starkeisha storm.
Scorned. You know, she talks about East Baltimore. I'm like, bitch, that's East Baltimore. Bitch, this is North Philly here, honey. Bitch, what? So,
all right. Well, we got a lot to talk about. So
this is where we are.
I added a few things here. Yes,
indeed.
It's been an eventful. Yeah. Let's talk about the bad, the ugly, the bad, and then the good.
Well, yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I don't want to go over the ground. Well, we never did talk about Daunte Wright, who was killed last weekend in a traffic stop. But today, the now former Minnesota police officer who killed him was charged in his death. So she was arrested today after she shot and killed Daunte Wright last weekend during a traffic stop. The county attorney says he plans to charge former Brooklyn Center officer Kim Potter with second-degree manslaughter. He will release more information later this weekend. The case was sent to the office to avoid a conflict of interest with the Hennepin County Attorney's Office, which works closely with Brooklyn County on criminal cases. Potter fatally shot Wright on Sunday after pulling him over for a traffic violation. During a struggle captured on now-released body cam video, she drew her service weapon and repeatedly yelled "taser" before shooting a single bullet in Wright's chest. She offered her resignation in a letter on Tuesday, saying it was in the best interest of the community, the department, and my fellow officers if I resign immediately. She's a 26-year veteran. The Brooklyn Center Police Chief, Tim Gannon, also stepped down on Tuesday. He said at a news conference the previous day that he thought Potter accidentally shot Wright with her firearm when she meant to use her taser.
Wait a minute. So the story is now changing. Because I thought the story was she said she thought she grabbed her taser. Now it's the police chief is saying
I don't know,
meant to grab her taser.
I tried not to watch it because this is trauma for me. On Monday, the Brooklyn Center City Council voted to fire city manager Kurt Bogani, who was in charge of police personnel, and put Mayor Mike Elliott in charge of the department. Blah, blah, blah. So that's the thing, is that a taser weighs 8 ounces. The Glock 9, which is what she had or whatever the fuck she had, weighs between 34 and 36 ounces. So it's at least 4 times as heavy. It's a different size and shape.
Isn't it a different color? The police issue one? It's a bright yellow.
And the service weapon has a safety on it that is very easy to. So like, even if you didn't feel that this is now 4 times heavier than it had to be, a taser doesn't have the same kind of safety as a gun does. And here's the bullshit. He got pulled over because his tags were expired. Yet in Minnesota, there is an acknowledged, I think they said 2 to 3 month backlog in the city because of COVID and getting tags. So someone who sounded black during the news conference with the police, now former police chief, was like, so you do know that there's a 2 to 3 month backlog. So everybody, there's a ton of people riding around this city with expired tags, because even if you put it in right now, the spot isn't open. So there is no, I could just go downtown and get my tags. Everybody is riding around on 2 to 3 month old tags. So why is that? Why are you even doing that?
What's the point?
Why are you even doing?
You targeted this man?
You targeted this man. There was no reason for you to arrest him, and then he apparently had a warrant for his arrest because he got caught smoking a joint when he was underage and he didn't have the money because he was a kid.
Right.
You know, it was like a $300 fine, but I mean, $300
$300 if you don't have it is a lot. It's everything.
You know, if you're 16, 17 years old, $300 is a lot of money if you don't have a job and you get, you know. I mean, there's a lot of y'all grown ass people watching this show. I mean, not me because we are independently wealthy, but you know, we were poor at one time, you know. But I mean, but seriously, I mean, it's not even the money. And so here's the thing. He was arrested for a joint. It wasn't like he was not Brooklyn Center's most wanted. He wasn't, you know, a Brooklyn Center marijuana kingpin. He was arrested and, you know, charged and whatever with smoking a single joint in a jurisdiction where they say that they don't prosecute minor marijuana offenses, and smoking or having a single joint in your possession is definitely, you know, a minor offense. So they targeted this man. So fuck all of them. You know, and I'm already annoyed that, you know, second degree murder. Like if I would never shoot you. Well, I'm never going to say never.
Y'all hear that? The bitch threatened me. She threatened me. And it's on television. She didn't threaten me. I just want y'all to hear that. Go ahead.
But
love you too.
If I shot you, let's say I had a water gun in one hand and a pistol in the other. And instead of shooting you with the water gun in the face, I shot you with the gun in the face. I don't think that I would get a charge of second degree murder.
Right.
I think there is some, you know, there is some lessening of the charge because it was an accident.
Right.
But second degree murder feels like, oh, this gun accidentally went off and you got shot. And so that feels like less culpability. But when you purposely went after this man when you didn't have to, and that the police chief said that all of his officers knew that people had expired tags. So when they ran his tags and found out his tags were expired, they should have just kept going because there should have been no reason for them to have any further interaction with him. Because if they know that people have expired tags, then it's a waste of your time.
It's like
because this is how I know you're targeting them, because you ain't shoot a bunch of other people, because they got to be a ton of other people in the area with expired tags too, but they're not all arrested and they're definitely not all dead.
That is correct.
So you targeted this young brother because of what you thought. So second degree murder for me, in terms of the charges, because there's first degree murder, and so it's second degree manslaughter. So it's not even second degree murder.
And manslaughter is not murder. Manslaughter is on the accidental side, if I remember correctly. And I'm oversimplifying.
But I'm saying it's less of an accident than an accidental shooting, because this situation was entirely avoidable.
Yes.
So anyway, so let's now talk about former Buffalo Police Department officer Carol Horn, who got her.
Is it Carol or is it Carol? I'm just asking.
It's spelled Cariol. Listen.
Okay.
Look.
All right.
Look. You know how you color.
I mean, Starkeisha does have a J in it technically, but I mean,
you know, Gagatha, you know.
I mean, there's an X in your name, and I know it's silent, but I mean, it's all right.
The X is silent.
It's silent, so I mean, I get.
So I'm just, maybe it's Carol. So okay. All right, so Carol Horn had her pension reinstated. So after years of fighting to get her pension and back pay, a judge ruled in favor of former Buffalo police officer Carol Horn. Horn says she was fired after she tried to stop a fellow officer from allegedly using physical force against a suspect.
Mm-hmm.
The incident happened in 2006, and she lost her job 2 years ago. The judge found that Horn would have been physically capable of performing her duties and reinstated as a police officer for the city of Buffalo for the period July 8th through August 2010. The judge said that Horn is entitled to back wages and benefits for that period, and the city is directed to make any required pension contributions for that period of time. Because apparently she was a veteran of the police department, so she was scheduled to retire in 2010.
Yes.
So they did that early
so that they could take away.
They could take away her pension.
Yep.
You know,
once again, targeting.
Yeah.
Targeting.
You know, so instead of being, you know, and this is how when people say all cops are bad, that's because, yes, do I know people who are cops that I consider to be good people? But if I ever find out that they are part, you know, like some shit go down they don't do the right thing, then they're bad.
They are. I agree.
And that's what that means. If you are a good cop, and you say nothing or do nothing in this situation, because all those other officers sat around and watched that officer, watch Derek Chauvin kneel on his neck. If someone had tried to pull him off and be like, okay, girl, he's down.
Right. It would have been
he ain't going nowhere. It could have been an entirely
it would change the entire narrative. Everything about it would have been completely different.
But none of them did that. They all stood around and listened to this man call for his mama and do all of that. And this woman did the right thing. And instead of her fellow officers being like, yeah, you kept us from killing someone, she gets penalized for that. That tells you that the system is fucked up.
And so isn't this something that's actually on its way to, I think it's now a part of the state as a state law.
Yeah.
And this is something, I hope that they're using this as a guide to implement something nationally across the country, nationally across the police force. But again, that goes with the territory of trying to have a centralized governing system of the police force or whatever we're going to call it if we defund the police force.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I feel like there is people, you know, people who work for the police. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I pull it? Sorry.
No.
People, you know, that work for the police, you know, they talk about Blue Lives Matter. First of all, there's no such thing as blue lives.
Listen,
that's an occupation. That's your job. Your job does have a certain degree of danger in it that is more dangerous than, say.
However, wig makers' lives do matter, honey.
Exactly.
I just want you to know that. Because listen, are you getting into this motherfucking
listen, and the cut in the back is fabulous. You know, we can barely see your kitchen.
I mean, because you know, it's flat because you know I got a little engine in my family, everything.
There you go.
It's a little engine. I mean, just a little engine back there, but it's all right. Okay, but
yeah, so you know, the police feel like their responsibility is to protect fellow. When they say protect and serve, they're protecting and serving fellow officers.
That's
not the community. Because if they saw their duty as protecting officers, then Carol's situation would have never happened because she would have been commended for de-escalating a situation, and the officer who was using physical force would have been, you know, charged with that. That's why, you know, honestly.
That's right, Mac. We popping like some motherfucking some water in a motherfucking fried hot grease pan. That's what we popping like.
Exactly. Get into it, honey.
Get into it. Get into all of this. Get into all of it. But anyway,
listen, I got a couple of wigs at the Mac Pack and Borrow.
Listen, we got you.
I'm ready to see Mac and Parker in some wigs.
We got you. We got you.
100%.
We got you.
But shit, what was I going to say?
We were still talking about the defunding
and Blue Lives. Yeah. And it's just crazy that this is the system that we have, and like, you know, there is no such thing as Blue Lives Matter because not that Blue Lives don't matter, it's that Blue Lives is no such thing as Blue Lives because Blue Lives is an occupation, not in the same way that Black lives are. Because you could take that uniform off and no one would know that you're not
exactly. We can't take the skin off.
Right. And, you know, so I really want this to be, you know, a target, as you said, you know, for national action.
I hope it goes into, it becomes something nationally across whatever system we implement for this police unit, whatever that's going to be.
Yeah.
So We shall see.
Oh, what I was going to say is that, that's why I don't watch shows. I don't watch like Law and Order anymore, because so many of that's like, I love me. What was the black guy who was on there?
Ice-T?
No, not that black guy. On the original Law and Order.
He played
Jesse.
Blah,
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I mean, they never physically beat anybody, although Stabler did beat a couple of dudes.
Ooh, but Stabler,
he is sexy and all of that. But I'm saying it's part Stabler. Of the all of those TV shows perpetuate this sort of thing that, you can rough up a suspect a little bit or talk to them any old kind of way.
Yeah. And
so it all plays into that same sort of societal trope that cops are above the law, or that you can bend the law, or they, cop shows love to throw out stereotypes of, like the trans person or the gay person or the black murderer or the pimp or whatever. So, those, especially if you watch some shows like from the 70s or the 80s, baby, they'd love to throw out a stereotypical Negro or Latino in a minute, or a gay person, So yeah, I don't even really watch those shows anymore. I feel like they are part of perpetuating a stereotype of the cops or the police state as above the law. Although they do some good work, and especially like SVU and all of that. But sometimes they do go a little too far, and so I don't feel like I should spend my eyeball currency on that.
Eyeball currency, come on now.
Yes.
Okay.
So now let's talk about some more good stuff.
Okay. Yes, Parker, we do want to see you in that wig, and a mohawk wig would be everything.
I absolutely want to see you in this very wig. No, I want to see Parker, because this is the black lady version of "Can I Speak to Your Manager" wig.
Listen, because we got a little taper on this side over here.
Right. It's giving you very
it's giving you what it should have gave
as
Black Karen.
Mary Kate +8. It's giving you Mary very Kate that.
Yeah, Mary Kate +8. That's what we giving.
It's giving you very that. Yes, it's very that.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And listen, Mac, Mac has that beautiful, sort of oval face, with those little plump cheeks. So, this would frame his face beautifully.
We got you. Mm-hmm. We got you.
Mm-hmm. And then what you do is, this is the wig secret. This is a wig secret.
Is this also sponsored by
Specific Beauty? So what you do is you take a t-shirt that you sort of mound up, and you put that on underneath the wig, so it gives it a little volume.
It gives
the back, but you got to get a so it's a little longer in the back. So then so your hair is a couple. See, then that gives you a little. It gives you a little bouffant, a little height up in the back.
Mm-hmm.
In the back.
Yep.
Yes, See.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing. Mm-hmm. So we got you. We got both. We got the Mac back. We got y'all.
Yeah, we got you.
Mm-hmm. We got you.
Mm-hmm.
So. But I'm sorry. Okay, so what were you gonna say? We were going
to talk about a Black Lady sketch show.
So, oh my God. So I hope,
and that's much sooner than I thought. It was
have you okay? So first of all, let me just tell you what it is. So Black Lady Sketch Show interviewed on HBO the first season. It was absolutely hilarious.
So fucking hilarious.
And so and that was season 1. Well, a Black Lady Sketch Show, Robin Thiede's sketch comedy series will return to HBO for season 2, and it's actually coming back on April 23rd,
which is a week from Friday.
Yes, so I'm excited about this.
Very excited.
So a Black Lady Sketch Show, it'll be a sophomore season. It'll feature 6 episodes with new sketches from returning cast members, Feed, Gabrielle Dennis, Ashley Nicole Black, and feature players are Lacey Mosley and Sky Townsend. So Issa Rae, Gabrielle Union, Jesse Williams are among the guest stars set to make an appearance this season, and additional guests are singer Miguel, Sky Jackson, Laz Alonso, Amarion, Kim Wayans. I'm looking forward to Kim Wayans because I still think Kim Wayans is absolutely fucking hilarious. Mm-hmm. Aisha Curry, Lance Gross, and Lovecraft Country's Wunmi Masaka. She played the older sister, who I can't think of her name right now, who wanted to be the white woman.
Hippolyta.
No. Hippolyta was the mom.
Oh.
She played the sister.
Played the light-skinned girl's sister.
Yes. I can't think of her name. Yeah. But that's her. But oh my God, she is everything. And yes, Lola, the basic ball bitches with my girlfriend, Good Bob the drag queen, was fucking hilarious. So I'm living for it.
This bitch is dead asleep.
I'm fucking living for it. So, April 23rd, set your clocks for that, set your timers for that, set your DVRs so that you can actually make sure you tape it, but it's going to be everything. And I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. Let's talk about Janet Jackson.
Okay. All right. So let me just back up. So listen, y'all know I'm a Janet.
Ruby is her name.
Ruby, thank you.
Thank you, Louboutin.
Thank you, Louboutin. Let's talk about Janet. You know, I'm a Janitic. And so all I'm getting ready to say is...
The genitalia?
All I'm getting ready to say is there's a couple different things that are coming through on the interwebs about Miss Jackson right now. So the first thing is, last week, she posted to her Instagram, they made it her workout progress. What it was a picture of Janet in a split doing, taking a picture. So she was in a full out split, not front to back, but straight wide open.
Giving it.
And in a pair of heeled boots. And she was leaning down. She had her elbows on the ground with her legs wide open. Listen, Miss Janet, I'm never going to say that she is the ultimate performer. I'm never going to say that. She's my favorite. And I love her for it. And she's not
is a great performer.
She is. I'm not discounting. I'm not saying she's the ultimate.
She's definitely in the top five.
She's very good. She is an entertainer as opposed to a singer. I'm never going to debate that at all. Never, ever, ever. Because she puts on a great show. But also, the bitch can dance. When she's in the mood, she can dance. Now, at 54, she's still serving the kids with some of the shit that she's done and can still do.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it. So that's all I'm saying. But
my thing is I thought that her style of choreography was fresh in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
I still feel like the moves feel
new.
No, they do not feel new.
Well, they listen. Well, I'm not gonna say no.
Than me,
so I'm not gonna say no. I'll say relevant because if you did the choreography,
they don't look bad at all.
No,
I mean it's not like she's doing the cha-cha slide or some shit.
Right.
But it just doesn't feel like she's learned. It's like, like if Michael Jackson was alive, if he's still doing, the
Michael Jackson still does the same shit. He would still be doing the same shit. That
right. And so I mean, I get it. So it's fine, but it's just.
Well, for me, I feel. Well, I guess the word I'm looking for is timeless, because if you do still do the choreography for If, it still looks very relevant at this particular point. Yes. It's very herky jerky, choppy. However, it's a difference between the choreography that is now. It's very herky jerky, but it's
still more polished.
It's more what, hers or the new stuff?
Hers.
Yeah, it's very smooth. Whereas this stuff is very stop on a dime, pivot, turn all the way around. It's a lot.
And hers also sort of
it flows.
It flows and fits with the song more. It feels like the choreography was designed for the music.
As opposed to
here's some shit that we're going to do to the music,
and we're just going to put it to this music. So there's a difference.
Now, as much as I love, I love Beyonce, and listen,
I like Beyonce.
At least once a month I watch Homecoming, but
which is amazing.
Those moves don't feel designed for Homecoming.
No, they're popular dances for me.
Right, they were great. They're beautiful.
They're great, and she looks good doing them, and she's nailing it.
But they don't feel like the choreography for If. For Rhythm Nation feels designed for those songs.
Right.
The choreography, and I don't want to pick on Beyonce because I fucking love her.
Right.
I'm as much of a fan of Beyonce as a 50-year-old person can be. But that choreography doesn't feel designed for that. Now, some of the choreography, like for Formation and stuff, does feel a little more specific to that song. So yeah, I mean, I'll give her that. But anyway, so this all is bullshit about Justin Timberlake. So we all knew this, that it was a whole stunt from the Giddy Up. And listen, Janet Jackson is a better bitch than I am, because I would have been lit this motherfucker up. I would have been lit him all the way up.
See, it's weird to me because so with this story, there's a stylist his name is Wayne Scott Lucas, and he's spoken up and alleges that Timberlake was responsible for the wardrobe malfunction. So I have a couple issues with that, but I'm gonna come back to that. At the time, Lucas was part of Janet's team and was tasked to make sure Jackson had the desired look for the event. And he's now saying that Justin Timberlake supposedly orchestrated the whole wardrobe malfunction, which led to a lot of trouble for Jackson. Okay, so Lucas told Page Six that Janet was going to be in a Rosha dress, and Justin was going to step on the back of her dress to reveal her butt in this pearl G-string. The outfit changed a couple of days before, and then you saw the magic. So here's the issue for me. As a Janet fan, that is the one thing on her body, and I feel this as well, that she's not necessarily trying to show. Like, if you watch her in concert, Janet Jackson always has something covering her ass. Like, she's very self-conscious of that. So I don't necessarily know how this is going. You're going to have her on stage and all of a sudden step on a dress and she's going to be in a thong and have her whole ass out with a pearl G-string. Okay, so I have an issue with that. Now, Scott Lucas didn't say who came up with the bottom-bearing idea, but he does claim that this change was made because of Timberlake. Now, why would Timberlake want to make such a change? Well, let's take you back to 2003, because the Super Bowl happened in February of 2004. Yes. In 2003, the MTV VMA Awards.
Remember when people used to go in for that shit?
Baby, they were everything. But the ceremony was broadcast late in August, and it featured a performance with Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and Madonna, which included a three-way kiss live at the VMAs. So I'm sure many of you who are in that age bracket remember, because I was watching and I was like, yes, come on, kiss. Now, according to Wayne Scott Lucas, the stylist, Timberlake, who had been broken up from Spears a bit before the VMAs, wanted his and Janet Jackson's Super Bowl performance to be able to top that scandalous three-way kiss. Now, Scott Lucas also didn't detail what those conversations were like, but according to him, the initial choice to go with something more salacious rested on Timberlake's shoulders because he insisted on doing something bigger than performance and he wanted a reveal. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but around that time, Justin, you were a brand new artist. Janet Jackson was already established. And if I had to guess at that particular point in time, since she was the featured performer at the Super Bowl,
right?
How the fuck did you make her change what she was going to do? Something about this whole story is just not vibing with me. And it's also kind of making Janet look as if she did it on purpose, which some people believe. And listen, until she says it, because again, as a fan, she's been very upfront and honest about a lot of things, as much as she is going to be.
I mean, right, this bitch tells us she had coffee enemas and shit.
Yeah, so I mean, so
if she did it, I feel like she would
at some particular point
it went wrong.
Did it. And at this point, at 54, and she's a vet in the game, like, I don't understand why, if it's stuck, like, why she wouldn't necessarily admit that now or have admitted it then. And to let Justin dictate what's going to happen with her performance at the Super Bowl?
Right.
That doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know what the story is about, who's doing what, who's lying, who's not, but something ain't right. There's something rotten in the broth for me. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
I'm also happy that a number of new movies are coming out. So let's run down this list real quick.
So HBO Max.
HBO Max, yeah.
Listen, we have a lot of stuff that's coming up.
Infinity Train. Marky Mark has a documentary called Wall Street, which I have no intention of watching.
Listen, Mortal Kombat comes out on 23rd.
Listen, I love that all of these good movies. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be good or not, but it's on HBO Max. And you see my new sound system?
I did not.
That's that little bar is the sound system and the subwoofer.
What?
And the subwoofer over there. Baby, let me tell you how I was in here listening to the movie. I was like, don't stop, Bob, that button, let me see you do the brown. And so I watched that speaker walk itself all the way out of the corner and like halfway across the floor because the thump was so good.
That's good. Listen, when the thump is good, it makes everything move.
Yeah.
Come on.
The Big Shot with Bethany, a reality show starring Bethany Frankel, which I'll be skipping. Yeah. Ellen's Next Great Designer reality series, I'll be skipping that. Generation Hustle, about millennials, I might catch that. Those Who Wish Me Dead, a movie starring Angelina Jolie. You know, I love me some Angelina
and
Jolie.
It has fire. It's in the woods, and it's about this. She's a forest ranger, I think it is.
The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. I don't do scary movies, so I'm skipping that.
I'll watch it if it's free. I'm gonna watch it. In the Heights, I'm gonna watch it as well because that's
In the Heights, yes.
And that's by Lin-Manuel Miranda, who did Hamilton, thank you. And it's about his origins, about his stories, his life, and it growing up. Space Jam: A New Legacy. I'm gonna skip that. That comes out July 16th. Suicide Squad on August 6th. Dune, for those of you who are
I will 100% be there for Dune.
So
because I love a good old epic. Hopefully, I can have upgraded from this paltry 65-inch TV to an 80-inch TV. If I got
the Gay Boy Mansion does not have room for an 80-inch.
All I got to do is take out.
See, he get ready to build another room on a damn mansion. That's what he get ready to do.
See, if I take out half of this cabinet on either side, then because the problem is not the width, because there's plenty of width. It's the height.
Yeah.
So if I can get enough room and I can just take out those cabinets, I can move those cabinets. What I might do. I might move all those cabinets and just put them on that wall there.
On this side?
On this side, yeah.
Oh.
And then I can go as high all the way to, because I don't use that window there at all.
Okay.
So then I could put a 95-inch TV in there. Bitch, I'm going to be watching Dune. And we're going to be sitting there like this.
But so here's the thing for me. Dune it was not that movie that made me, like, it's not one of those memorable movies. And actually, when you go back to look at it, it's kind of like funny because it's funny because of the special effects.
Yes.
It is a little freaky because if you think about what it is, the Bene Gesserit powers and all that other, like, it's interesting, but it's a lot. But that movie's coming out on October 1st. So for those of you that are interested, this remake has been long anticipated. So we'll see how this is gonna go.
King Richard is Will Smith is playing Richard Williams, the father to Venus and Serena Williams. The Matrix 4 movie is coming out in December of 2022. The Boondocks reboot is coming out sometime this year. DC Superhero High, I'll be watching that. Friends reunion special. I don't care for reunion specials. I want to see where they are now. So it's just the kids sitting around looking old, talking about what they're doing. But because I used to love Friends.
Friends I didn't watch it when it was on television. I watched the reruns, and I absolutely love it.
I 100% want to see where Ross and Rachel are. I want to see where Chandler and Monica are.
But they're not. It's literally the actors and the actresses talking about the scenes.
Yes, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, not at all. Not a separate
I don't want to see. I don't care what they're doing.
And they're going to talk about specific episodes. I kind of want to watch that a little bit.
If it's on HBO, then it might make it on TV. But I'm certainly not going to make it TV to watch. Let's see, anything else that sounds interesting.
Mindy Kaling has a comedy series that's coming out in 2021. We don't know the name of it or date, but that looks interesting.
Because it's 9/12. We got to get to.
All right. Titans is also season 3 is coming up, which is amazing. If you haven't seen it, it's go check it out. And Nicki Minaj has a docuseries coming out in 2021 as well, but to be announced. So we'll see how that goes. Really quickly, I want to acknowledge the fact that we lost DMX.
Yes,
Earl
we
Simmons.
talked about that last week.
Well, he was on life support at that particular point, but he actually did pass.
I guess he did.
He did pass. And so he passed on April the 2nd. And so his family said it was a catastrophic cardiac arrest. So, rest in peace.
Yes.
Shea Coulee is going to host America's Next Top Model podcast. She's going to be coming on to that. And that is going to be twice a week. She's going to break down Tyra's massively popular World of America's Next Top Model and its impact on drag, pop culture, and fashion, with guests including Drag Race and ANTM alums Raja and Peppermint. So it's going to be interesting. And so it debuts on Monday at 12:01 Eastern time on Spotify, Apple, and other podcast apps. So go check her out. Our girl Shea Coulee is still slaying the game.
Yes.
So,
and now let's get into it.
Into the motherfucking Drag Race. Okay. So season 13, episode 14. Listen, episode 14 starts off with the top 4 girls bidding adieu to Olivia Lux. There's some congratulatory remarks to Rosé for winning a 3rd time. Now, let's be clear. Simone has 4 wins. Candy has 1, and Gottmik has 2. Yeah, so it's 4, 3, 2, and 1. And okay, and that's fine. All right, so here we go. This particular episode, we start off with Rue's looks at the ending, like we talk about all the time. So Rue came in, and
Rue's boy look always slays, because even if I don't particularly love the pattern, the fit of it is
this season. His Klein Parker Epstein suits are fitting.
Yes.
Because last season I was like, baby, your ankles are they're a little ashy.
I don't love the current trend of, first of all, I don't like socks with I don't like shoes without socks.
That drives me up a wall.
I'm just like
a dress shoe anyway.
Any shoe.
I can do
it. Now listen,
today
I slept out of the house with my sweatpants on and some Skechers.
Okay.
But I would never leave the house.
But I can deal with that.
I mean, I can do that to go to BJ's.
Yeah, I can deal with
to the grocery store, but I'm not leaving the house. I'm not actually going someplace without socks on with any shoe.
Right. Now I run to the store,
sandal.
But again, my feet sweat, so I kind of have to have a cotton.
Yeah, me too. So
I ain't doing that. But okay.
But yeah, the girl, I mean, first of all, I feel like she's worn this wig like 4 times.
So but her wig was the best part for me. I love her wig. Yeah.
Yes.
I love her wig.
This dress was a boot.
It was like
wasn't a boot, but it was a
it just wasn't even a two-door boot. It was like
it just feels uninspired.
It was
to me.
It wasn't even as a
yeah, it feels uninspired.
It is, and I got it. You're trying to go for something short with all these long legs and everything, but baby, your ankles are skinny as hell, and I don't know if you want to keep doing these short.
Yeah, it's.
So
I feel like you should just cover it.
Yeah. I don't know, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a cute look. But her hair looked great. So anyway, then with the Maxi Challenge was a performance of Rue's song "Lucky" with written verses by all 4 of the
throwing
queens.
These songs out there.
But this one was cute though. This one was actually it was kind of cute.
Mm-hmm.
And then so what happens is they did this. They had to write the song. They learned the choreo, but they also had the chance to actually go and talk to Rue and Michelle and be interviewed on Inside Drag Race, which is a podcast that Rue has as well. So these next couple slides show Rue and Michelle talking to all the girls, and these are them in as their male persona, as their boy looks, if you will. Mm-hmm. And so you see Candy, Gottmik, Rose, and Simone, which is Reggie, Kevin, Cade, and I can't remember Rose's name right now, but they talked about
big bitch Sasquatch.
They talked about with Gottmik. They spoke about his transition, drag name, aesthetic, fashion. With Rose, they spoke about his theater origins, Scottish heritage, professionalism, perfection, how drag happened for him, and Stephanie's Child, which was a group that he's trying to actually get off the ground. That was on it was America's Got Talent, and they got kicked off.
Oh,
but they gave Simon the business. They tried to read him for nobody's filth. And
but that's a group that Jan is in.
Yes, and
I've heard Jan sing.
This
bitch sang.
Listen,
she's not she can sing. Jan sang
last
the house
season
down.
That voice that she did, I was like, where's this coming from?
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know what that is. But so Candy, they talked to her about where she got her name from, her pocket look, which was friggin' horrible.
Yeah.
Her attitude, realizing her strength based on her perceived flaws, which was her lisp, her being femme, her being ghetto, all those things they talked about.
That's not her flaw.
No, meaning these are her perceived flaws. Excuse me.
I mean, I get that, but I don't think that those things are flaws.
These were perceived flaws that she mentioned as her perceived flaws.
Because
so let me not say
those things are not why I think she shouldn't be in the top 4.
Let me not, and let me also be clear that I'm not saying that she has flaws. These were things that she said that people perceived.
She
as
did
her
say
flaws.
that. She did say that.
So let me be clear with that. Thank you for that. And then Simone, they spoke with her about the whole House of Avalon because Gigi Good is in that and a few other people. Leaving Arkansas to move to LA. Is that Arkansas or Arizona? That's Arkansas.
It was Arkansas.
That's Arkansas. Okay. They talked about her inner saboteur.
Although AR is Arizona, but it should have been AK.
That's why I couldn't remember if it was AK or ACAR.
It's all good.
But anyway, they talked. Yeah, that's what
AK is Alaska.
Arkansas or AK is Alaska.
So what's Arkansas? AS?
It's either I think Arkansas is AR. Because what's Arizona? Arizona is AZ.
Arizona is AZ.
That's what.
So it might be AR.
It's there. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So anyway, okay. But
we really went down a rabbit hole with
that's
that.
Okay. That's sure. All right. But they talked about her shyness. And then they also asked her, they were like, literally, Simone, what do you use to make you why like almost like Alyssa, girl, look at your face. You look so orange.
Right.
They were like, girl, what do you use on your body to make you so shiny? And he was like, listen, I use baby oil. And Rue was like, bitch, I hate you. Because listen, Simone to be glowing like she done bathed in
I feel like she should use just a bit less though.
It works on stage.
Looks like she's about to slide right on off.
But it works on stage and the lights hits it and it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
So they also talk about her being Simone out of drag and the power that Simone gives her and how she can use that power outside of her drag.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a moment for her, a light bulb moment for her. So again, this was them talking about this on the podcast. Well, they next went into the video shoot and they also started showing their you can go to the next slide. They also started showing the pieces or their performance from being in the Lucky video. And as you can see, Gottmik looked great. Rose looked great. Gottmik, Rose, Simone, and Candy all look great. They had a dancing performance. They were all in different colors and hues. It kind of reminded me of Destiny's Child with the room. Say my name, say my name.
Yeah.
But again, it was a cute. I like this montage. This is my favorite montage that I put together in this little thing.
It really looked good.
So, but yeah, and then they also showed them dancing as well. And this is the choreography that Jamal Sims had put together for them. And Jamal said he took a lot of time to figure out their personalities and how they worked in the last challenge, and did stuff that they actually worked with. So again, performance-wise, Gottmik was amazing. Rose is always good. Candy even looked good.
Yeah.
Simone's attitude will carry and cover up any perceived imperfection.
Right.
But the choreo was a little bit different than what she actually learned.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, it was still good. They also showed them in this next slide another piece of them, how the video was set up, and I was saying,
I love the shot on the left.
But the shot of that was very hey big spender, sweet charity type of thing, and it was a good look. So, and the song was cute, so I really appreciated the song, and it was actually good. They now went to the main stage looks, and these main stage looks. Listen, I just need to point out, and I didn't put this on a separate slide, but they all looked, well, two of them looked great to me. Gottmik and Simone looked absolutely stunning.
Let's talk about both of them. Gottmik's look
was amazing.
As Michelle said, or no, it was Carson. It was like, it was both extremely campy and funny, but bitch, that was the highest of fashion.
It was amazing.
The way that the dot
went up into her hair and on her face.
Yeah, I mean, it was spot. Yeah, it just,
and you saw open spot on the cutout of the dress. It was amazing.
It really, and Simone's
bitch, listen, when
she is giving me Catherine Dunham at the motherfucking Tony Awards.
And did you hear her when she walked out the door? She said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Cicely Tyson." Baby, it worked for me.
Yes.
These sleeves were dragging on the floor. It was amazing. Gottmik had this Scottish plaid dress on.
Rose.
I'm sorry, Rose had this Scottish plaid.
I did not care for this dress.
Was not. It looked heavy to me. It looked very heavy,
very stiff,
and it was like pieced together, like it was a rug that was put together. Our girl Candy came out. This look was very Candy.
Best that she's looked.
Yeah, it was very Candy,
which I know is very damning with faint praise, but it's giving what it's supposed to have gave.
Is it though?
It is, but what it was supposed to have gave for Candy is a lower. Like if in their size, if Gottmik or Simone had come out in this same outfit, you'd have been like, bitch, what are you giving? What are you doing?
I don't know.
I don't like the construction. I see where it was going.
Yes. Yeah, I saw where it was going, and it was cute.
Based on all of the other shit that she's worn,
it's Candy. It's very Candy.
I still think the look with what she had on, the yellow with the hat at a jaunty angle, I still think that's her best look of the season.
Not my favorite. I prefer this look over that look. That's just me. But again, it's very Candy. So, but this was their final main stage looks.
Yeah.
If you go on to this next slide, you can see that they then had
now
a final
you can really see how Simone's dress,
the sleeves were just
the volume of it just gave
amazing.
Me.
They at this particular point, Ru posed a question and asked them to talk about their younger selves, whether they were 2, 3, or 4 years old, and talked about their individual selves. And so if you go to this next slide, you get to see their individual pictures. So you see baby Reggie, baby Kevin in the upper right. That is baby Rose on the left and baby Cade on the right. Because I cannot remember Rose's boy name. But
and they also got
permission from them.
Yeah, Gottmik gave permission to use
the
dead name. I was gonna say birth name, not birth name. Her dead name.
But did she actually say her dead name? I must have missed that. Okay, maybe I missed that. Okay,
she did. And she said we got permission to use this name because it was what this person was named at that time.
Right, that was her dead. So. But again, it was all. This question is always very, very emotional.
Yeah,
and it went right down the line. And Rue was very appreciative and very enamored with Got Mick and almost seemed to get a little bit emotional. Mm-hmm. So as they're going down the line, then next it was Candy, and then it was Rose who got a little bit emotional. But Simone was like a mess. Yeah. And in the Untucked, we talked about it, or she talked about it, and she said, this question always gets to me. She said it's a very emotional moment. Listening to everybody's story as they talk to their younger selves. Because it's a very powerful moment.
Yeah.
So then came the Goop. This next slide shows that this upper left slide shows when Rue said, you all are going to lip sync for your life. And they were like, huh?
Bitch, what?
Who? And then the lower right slide is them actually doing their performance, because he made them do their performances one at a time.
And here's why I was...
But they spliced it together and it was cute.
It was cute.
Yeah.
But unless they just didn't show it, I feel like Simone did not use that huge dress to her advantage. Because there should have been like some full body twirls where like that dress was taking up the whole stage.
Maybe. But I also saw Simone had that towel in her hand. She was giving very much of Whitney like toweling off. Like
yes,
she was,
it was, yeah.
So I think she was trying to channel Whitney as far as that's concerned. Mm-hmm. Candy took off the corset, and then it was a dance costume, and she started dancing. Got Mixed was the first time I've seen her perform, and it was fine. It was okay. Because she's never lip synced at all.
The bitch was like, listen, I know they gonna see what, I'm sure God Mick was like, I know in her mind, she was like, it's gonna be real bad for Candy or Rose to go home, because I know me and Simone gonna make it in the top.
Listen, I was here for it, and it was cute, it worked, and it was all right. But the Goop was
all four of them.
Rue didn't say anything about who was going to go, and she actually have a final four. So this is your final four. Mm-hmm. You are either hashtag Team Simone, hashtag Team Candy, hashtag Team Rose, and hashtag Team Got Mick. Mm-hmm. So all four are going to the finale. Next week is going to be the reunion, or actually, I'm sorry, this Friday is going to be the reunion. Mm-hmm. And then the following Friday is going to be the grand finale with all of them on stage, and they will crown America's next drag superstar.
Yes.
Not this Friday, but next Friday.
So I am always and have always been Team Simone.
I 100%. Like Team Simone. I'm here for Team Simone.
I wouldn't be mad if Got Mick won.
I wouldn't be mad if Got Mick won. I think I'm okay with Rose winning, but I'm not okay with Candy winning.
I'm not okay with Candy winning, not because I don't
she doesn't
like
deserve
her
to be there, or I don't like her. She is the weakest.
She's definitely the weakest link
for me of this particular.
But here's the thing: I feel like she should take this experience and learn everything that she did, and then they bring her ass back on All Stars,
right?
And then she comes, because I just feel like some of her looks and missteps this season
needs to be polished.
So bad.
It needs to be polished.
Were so bad that I would, if I was RuPaul, I was like, I can't have this. I don't want to say I can't have this bitch representing me, but it is kind of that.
Well, that's what you are. You are a brand ambassador. You're representing the organization.
And I mean, yes, it'll be a little different, because when you are America's Next Drag Sweetheart and you working for World of Wonder, because it's not really RuPaul. It's really World of Wonder.
Well, World of Wonder is RuPaul. That's his company.
Okay, right. And she got all that fracking money. So
right.
But she's going to have a team around her.
She will.
So all of that shit that you see, she's going to have good designers and stuff. So,
and her makeup,
she had to finance all of that shit out of her own pocket.
And her makeup this night was actually pretty good. It's one of the best makeups for me for her face.
Yeah.
For me, Simone, it wasn't necessarily a great night for her makeup, but she always looks great to me.
Yeah.
Rose, is it just me, or Rose just looks hard all the time?
All the time.
Like it's like I almost
what she's in this picture right there. She looks like Miss Vita Bohème.
Thank you all for coming, ladies and gentlemen.
And that is not meant as a compliment.
Thank you all for coming, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Rose
is
now leaving the building.
Compliment.
Miss Rose is now leaving the building.
I mean, but she's very talented. And,
she is.
I just feel like Candy is not polished enough to be America's Next Drag.
She's not there yet. She's on her way, but she's not there yet.
Yeah.
So
all right. So there we have it.
So yeah, this is what we're looking forward to in the next 2 weeks. So listen, it's starting to get a little hot up in here, and I had to come up out these glasses, and I'm going to come up out this hair, and I got to put my go to the store wig on. But let's run this beautiful bean footage so we can start to see what's going to go on. Well, not see what's going to go on, but let's run this beautiful bean footage, and we can come back and talk a little bit more before we leave.
Alrighty then. So,
Lynx, you said Simone reminds you of the voodoo queen that challenged Marie Laveau here. So wait, correct me if I'm wrong. Angela Bassett actually was Marie Laveau, and Kathy Bates was Lalaurie.
Yeah.
Madame Lalaurie, I think it is.
Yeah.
So I think you're talking about Marie Laveau. Maybe I'm thinking, but okay. Anyway.
Yeah, I think she's saying Marie Laveau was the voodoo queen that challenged Kathy Bates' character.
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So this has been a great episode. You'll be seeing more of me, Gagatha Christie.
And you'll be seeing more of me, Starkeisha.
Very soon. So maybe as soon as this weekend on the TikToks and the interwebs.
Possibly. Who knows? I mean, we are ladies of leisure at this particular point. We are independently wealthy, and we just have a lot of time. And I mean, so it's fine. We have lots of times and lots of wigs. So,
exactly.
I mean,
lots of wigs.
That's what we're doing. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I don't want to take your time and actually have you get into all this hair footage. And all this hair swinging.
I feel like we could just have a whole episode with this,
listen, and it's bouncing and behaving, and then it goes right back into place. There it is.
Right. And just, it's a good quality hair too, because I didn't even have to do anything to it.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, like we said before, wig makers' lives matter. I'm just saying. That's all we're saying. That's what we're saying. So, my knees are showing.
Well, as our brothers, Dominion and Epic would say, we want to thank you all for spending your time with us. We know that there is any number of places that you could be. Even when Drag Race goes off, we're going to have Black Lady Sketch Show to talk about.
Yes.
We're going to have...
we will be in May, and we will also have motherfucking Pose to talk about. Yes.
And are we going to take July off?
We are scheduled to take July off.
Well, we could take July off, but
we will be doing some roving.
So maybe we should take June off because that's your birthday.
We can do that.
And so our season finale will be the last episode after the last episode of Pose. Then we'll take that month off, and then we'll come back, and then we'll have a series of live. We'll have a live show from Fort Lauderdale.
So we're doing a correspondence from Florida. I just want to make
some pool sides.
Okay. Okay. I got you. Okay. So yeah. So listen, thank you all. It's wonderful, and I enjoy spending time with you guys. It's therapy for me, and this was good. So I appreciate it. So I want to thank Dominion and Epic for allowing us to come and sit in for them tonight. And like I said, we will, like Dominion said, we'll be back. Sooner than you can shake a dollar at it.
I've really enjoyed you spending time with me.
Or 20 or 100.
And I just want to say that your love for me has only made me love me more.
Look at me. Good night.
Good night.